Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. I am finally starting to work on Christmas. I've been so busy with these classes I've been taking, but I'm kind of at a little bit of a pausing point, and so I started working on my Christmas cards. And this is a really fun one. It's a style that I saw from Sam Calcott, and I did this for my monthly challenge card with Bella Luna, but I thought it would make a perfect Christmas card, so I'm going to show it to you again in case you missed it. It's a really fun card. So it's a 4x6 fold back gatefold card, and when you open it you get this fun pop out effect. Looks like this, but you get this fun pop out effect where you see this beautiful scene. In this case, the Santa flying through the night sky with the polar bear in the front and some trees, but it all folds flat. But it just pops right open like this, and it's so much fun, and it just stands up. I love it. So anyway, I was right. I think it made a great Christmas card. So let me show you how it's made. So we're going to start with a 6x12 piece of paper. Cardstock, and I scored at 2, 4, 8, and 10. Okay, 2, 4, 8, and 10, 6x12 piece of paper, and then fold it up, and you want to create a fold back gatefold card, and your finished card is 4x6. Now you can make it bigger, but I did it this way because this is what you can do with a 12-inch wide piece of paper or strip of cardstock, and that's what I had. So then to create my pop-up layers, I've got a piece of acetate, and this is just about a 1/2 inch wide, and let me get it straightened out. I don't know if you can see this, but it's 8.5 or 8 inches long, and I scored at 1 1/4. Let me get it up here. So 1 1/4, and then 2 3/4. So an 1.25 inches, and then an inch and I'm sorry, say that again. Scored at 1 1/4, 2 3/4, 5 3/4, 7 1/4. Okay, and then you also want to score that or fold that just like essentially a fold back gatefold. You're creating your layers as fold back gatefolds. So let me crease this so it looks like that. I don't know, can you see that? I guess you can kind of see that. I don't know if it's easier to see on the white or on the, like that. Maybe on the white, there you go. Okay, so that's the layer that's going to hold my sleigh. And I did the same thing with this strip of card. And it's almost it's about 8 inches long. And I started off with 3.5 inches high, and I used the Crafter's Companion Life is an Adventure die to create my tree line. So I scored at 1 inch, 2.5, 5.5, and 7. And again, you do your fold back gatefold. So it's 7 inches across. I scored at 1, 2 1/4, 4 3/4, and 6. And then when I fold that, that'll meet in the middle exactly right. Okay, which is exactly what I want for my ground piece. For my embellishments, I cut a little polar bear, and this is from it's a punch and a stamp from Stampin' Up, called Berry Cute, and I just cut it out of white, and I'm going to get my sparkle pen and kind of give it some sparkle. There we go. just going to set him to one side to dry. Then I cut some trees out of a shimmer cardstock. These trees are from the Crafter's Companion Christmas Rose Winter Wonderland die set. I use this die set all the time, not just for Christmas. I love it. And then I got my Santa and my sleigh, and it's a Spellbinders Better Press plate and die. And so I pressed it with silver and then used silver embossing powder on dark blue cardstock. And I took a red marker and kind of colored in Santa with red, and then I used my white gel pen to add some white. And I'm just going to leave the reindeer just as they are. I think they're fine. And that's got a die with it, so use that. And then I cut a bunch of snowflakes just with some snowflake dies in silver mirror card. And then my background paper is a Sparkling Winter from Crafter's Companion. So the way I'm going to get started is I'm going to put my background paper here and here, but not here yet. Okay, so this is a 4x6 piece here, and these are 2x6. And then these are also 2x6, so I've got some cut for that, but I'm not going to put them on yet. Okay, so there's my fold back gatefold. Before I put my paper on the top, I need to put these in, because then my matte paper is going to cover these. Okay, so my strip of acetate down, I'm going to use a tape pen so I get an instant stick. So I need my acetate down a couple of inches, because this is going to have to fit in there, and I want it like that, so that's going to go about right there. Okay, so I'm going to put some tape just right along here, and that'll let me get my acetate. So the way I did it is I put one side on, and then you can fold it up, get that straight, fold this down, and because you can see, you can get it straight and get it lined up, and then push it down. And now that gives you your pop out there. Now we're going to do the same thing with our trees. They're going to go down at the bottom. I'm going to put my trees right about there. Okay. So let's put some tape pen. And I don't care if I got extra, because I'm going to cover it with a matte layer of cardstock anyway. So same thing, put that one in, get it lined up, fold the card closed, and fold that over. Now I've got my 2 layers right on top of my trees, and my polar bear is going to sit on top of there. Okay, so let me put some more tape on here. I want those to meet in the middle. Okay, now I can put my matte layers over the top. So there's my card. Now I've got my sparkly polar bear, and he's going to go right here on this ground. Now I'm going to get my Santa and sleigh, and I'm going to put some glue. I told you I made a cup. See, I've got 2 slits right there and right there. And I'm going to put glue on the bottom part of this, because that's where it's going to stick onto my acetate. And I'm going to put it So we're going to slide that one in, and then, now if you made your card bigger or had a smaller Santa sleigh, you wouldn't have to do this, but so it's going to go there, and then that one's going to go behind, and then I got to get it right in the center and push it down. Okay, now that'll hold my Santa sleigh in place, but still allow it to close, because it just barely fits. See? So I'm going to put some behind my polar bear, and then some smaller ones on here. So there's our diorama card. Now as that closes, like that, now I'm going to put some snowflakes on the front. So I got a couple trees that I didn't use, but I will save them for another project. I cut a bunch of these little silver snowflakes, and I'm just going to use those to decorate. And there we go. We're all done. So we open that up, and we got that beautiful pop-up. Looks like that. It stands up. Super cute. But it folds flat to a 4x6 card. And I would write my message on the back. But isn't that fun? Thanks for watching.